Yo, what's good, y'all? It's your boy Tweedy. So, ever since Chaos Reigns dropped, whenever Chaos Reigns dropped, I played Noob. Then I moved on to Sector. Then I moved on to Cyrax. And Cyrax, surprisingly for me, has been the character that's stuck. I really enjoy her. I don't know if she'll be my main over Baraka, but I do really enjoy Cyrax. Now, one thing I'd like to say about Cyrax is she's obviously very strong, but I do feel like I've never played a character where kind of like the casual players have it more wrong about how good she is. Now, Connie Mani, obviously one of the best players right now. He didn't win Final Combat, but he got eliminated due to the group stage being kind of weird, right? Like he lost one set. Obviously, he wins like every Rips Arena, and he didn't put Cyrex top 10. Now you might say, oh, that's an appeal to authority fallacy. But you see all the other like big tier, like, you know, they go for the top tier players. They aren't playing her either. Mighty and Just, El Kukui. Sonic Fox, as of late, has been on the top tiers. Sonic dropped Cyrex really quick and is on Havoc. And I believe that to be because Cyrax is not as good as people think. Now, I do not know if I disagree or if I agree with Connie. I do think that she could be top 10. And today I'm going to show y'all basically her full moveset and how to defend against the setups and stuff like that. So the thing about Cyrax is she's similar to Kenshi in that she relies on getting a hit and getting her offense going. Outside of that, she's pretty weak. Like her neutral game, full screen game is not that good. I did see Ketchup made a tweet saying like, oh, people should chill and just lab more against Cyrax. She has a hard time getting in. And they were like, what about her teleport? What about her projectile? But her teleport is very punishable. It's very punishable. Characters like Sector that have quick recovering projectiles and stuff, they want you to try a teleport read. It's very punishable. You just gotta lab punishing it, like reacting punishing. It's not like Raiden and MK11 where you kind of have to read it. If you just see her teleport, you can punish. Now, as far as her projectile goes, it is good, right? Because it combos if she gets a bomb out or if she has a certain cameo, she can get a combo going, get a setup going. But it does have a lot of recovery. And for full screen, it takes around 50 frames to hit. So the only time you should be getting hit by this frequently is if you're not being mindful of it existing and you're just throwing out your projectiles, throwing out high recovery stuff like that. Besides that, this should not really be landing. And of course, she does have her bombs, but her bombs go away on hit until they like start rolling. So if people are throwing projectiles or trying to hit you, those are just going to go away. So Cyrax, she relies on her down 3. Her down 3 covers a lot of distance. She can like creep in with her down 3. Maybe finding a jump in. Maybe finding like a whip punish. But her neutral, it's pretty weak compared to a lot of the cast. And in order to reliably get in on a lot of strong teams, she's going to rely on like a cameo, right? Like Sonya, you can put rings out. You can charge a ring, teleport in. Striker, you can put bombs. Sub cameo, you can put the ice armor up. Stuff like that. It's similar to Kenshi, right? Like Kenshi, you see Kenshi using ice armor. You see him using striker bombs to get in. Because he struggles in neutral against a lot of the cast. He struggles against characters just running away from him. Cyrax, very similar. Now, of course, what makes both these characters good is once they get going, they're pretty insane. Now, as far as Cyrax's strings go, though, first, her strings, they're all -7. Jab string -7. Mid string -7. If she finishes either, she's punishable. -14. -11. -7. If she finishes this, she's -7, but there's a big gap. You can armor her up block. So yeah, like she's like pretty minus on everything. Her poke, that's basically like, she lives and dies by this poke in neutral, in my opinion. And it's -11 on block. So her frame data is not very good. The things that make her very good are her setups and her grab. So her grab, it's a back 1 command grab. You can tech it, but she can do back 1 too to make it like a forward throw. Now with a lot of cameos, you can combo it, and then you can get a combo going and get a setup going. That's one of her strongest things. And that's a big reason you see people getting away from like the Cyrax team, because that team doesn't have a way to do that. So it's like all in on the setups once you get them. Whereas like a team like Cyrax Frost, Cyrax Sonya, Cyrax Sub, Cyrax Trimmer, Cyrax Shujinko, they can actually get a combo off of the grab just raw, like without a bomb being under him. So that's one thing that makes her very strong. So even though she's -7 on everything, if you do get back grabbed by her, of course you can tech that throw because this you can't combo off of with these cameos. But if she's trying to shimmy you or something like that, trying to bail your tech, the back throw will hit and she'll get a combo. So that's one thing that makes her very strong. Now, obviously, she has her setups. She gets a bomb down at the end of a combo and then does either strike or throw. Because the bombs are a mid, and she doesn't have like a reliable overhead low mix. She does have this, back 2, and back 2-4, which she can take advantage of with some cameos, but you don't get the best pickup in the world because of all the gravity. So you don't really get the best pickup. But it's decent. It's okay. But as far as like getting combos with mix, it's going to be strike or throw, right? Because the bombs are a mid, and she doesn't have a quick overhead low that's going to get them in a combo situation. Now, a lot of people, they defend wrong when they get a setup put on them, or they just scramble before the setup even happens. You know what I'm saying? So this is how you defend against Cyrax. Now, of course, there are some unexplored teams. Like, I've heard that Zeus, the Brazilian player that got top 3 at EVO, and I believe he did really good at Final Combat as well. I believe he is playing Cyrax Sector, and I heard that that's like the sauciest team as far as setups go. And we're actually going to watch him do a video on that. But case in point, though, like, people complain about Cyrax regardless of cameo, no matter what team. And people are just doing, like, basic Cyrax setups without cameo, stuff like that. So regardless of what we see from Zeus, this video will still be able to help. So basically, with Cyrax, anytime she gets a combo, she's trying to end with like a bomb underneath you. So this is the setup I've been going for. I'll end with mid bomb, and I'll do 4-2-1, and I'll try to time it to where the 4-2-1 will launch. And if I grab, I'll do 4-2 slightly earlier, and then grab. And the bomb will explode on them while I'm grabbing them. And if they wake up armor or something, the 4-2 will beat them. It's a pretty nasty setup. Now, as far as beating any Cyrax setup, it doesn't matter. Now, again, Cyrax Sector might be a little different, but like Cyrax, Cyrax Sonya, Sub, Frost, any of these setups, this is how you beat it in general. So, since it's strike throw, if the Cyrax does a strike, whether it be this, whether it be this, doesn't matter what she does. Any strike into the bomb, you just block. You just block. And depending on the bomb, when the bomb blows up, you might be really plus. She might be, it might be like 0. It might kind of reset kind of a counter poke neutral situation. Or like, you know, whatever. But yeah, you just block if she does strike. Just block. Again, if she does strike, just block. Now here's where a lot of people struggle with her and mess up. If she does grab, now what do you do in this game when people grab you? You micro duck. That's what everyone does. They duck and they release block. That's what they do. You don't want to do that when there's a bomb under you, because say you micro duck and start your string, the bomb's just going to explode. Then she gets a combo, boom. And that's the main thing that I run into people who do that, and then they'll come in my Twitch chat and be like, this is so broken. And it's like, you're just defending wrong. So what you want to do whenever there's a bomb under you and she's grabbing you is you want to, whenever she grabs, you want to jump. You want to jump. Now you might say to yourself, well, Tweedy, if I jump, the bomb will explode on the way down. Well, here's the thing about this game, right? So every character basically has like some type of air special or some type of air string they could do. So if the bomb's still going to explode, with Reptile, for example, you could do jump 3 into this. With Cyrax, for example, you could do jump 4 or jump 3-4 into that. And also, most of the time, a Cyrax player, they're not going to grab right away. They're not going to grab right away. They're going to grab kind of later, like with my setup. And in that case, you could get a neutral jump 2, the bomb's exploding while you're jumping, and then you get a full combo punish. You see what I'm saying? So the punish is going to be based on who you're using. But regardless, jumping is going to get you out of the situation. Even if the Cyrax has you in like the most fucked up situation where your character doesn't have like some kind of jump kick string or some kind of like, I don't know, like they don't have like a jump kick special or something like that, and there's multiple bombs on the ground so you can't land an attack, you could just land and jump. Because landing and jumping, it will it has no recovery. Hold on, let me switch to Cyrax here. Landing and jumping has no recovery. Yeah, let that explode. Yeah, landing and jumping has no... jumping and landing has no recovery into a block. And you might be like, okay, Tweedy, so I have to neutral jump on the grab and punish them with like a jump kick string or jump kick special, or just a jump and punch into a full combo if the bomb explodes. And if they strike, I have to block. That's still pretty broke, right? I have to guess. Like, yeah, you do have to guess, but again, like Cyrax, she's a character that struggles in neutral. She's a character who has really bad frame data. She's a character who struggles to get in a lot of matchups. So she really just lives and dies by, once she gets a hit, she gets going. And also, her combos are only doing around 25 to 32%. You know what I mean? A character like Kenshi, you're guessing multiple times in a row once he has Sento out. And he's getting around 35 to 45% off of when he gets a mix-up. And also, his Fatal Blow doesn't really scale off of his mix-ups like Cyrax's does. But here's the thing. People have been conditioned to know, like, oh, Kenshi's a puppet character. This is how he works. He has downsides and his neutral, stuff like that. But with Cyrax, people ignore the downsides. People don't lab against how to get out right. They micro-duck and get exploded by the bomb and then complain. But I'm telling y'all, if y'all just defend correctly, you jump or block against the bombs. Also, another thing that I forgot to mention. If you're not in the corner, you could just jump away. If you're not in the corner and they go for a grab or they like are delaying their hit to make sure it explodes with the bomb, you can just jump away and you're out. You know what I'm saying? That whole like you have to neutral jump and find that certain punish. I would still recommend that because you get a punish, right? I would recommend that over jumping away. But if you just don't even want to deal with it, just read a grab. Or maybe like see like, okay, the bomb explodes in a little bit. So they're going to delay their hit slightly so it times with the bomb explosion. Let me just jump away. You know what I mean? Like, you can defend in those ways, and that's going to be way better than just sitting there and, like, scrambling and, you know, micro-ducking and trying to jab punish when there's a bomb under you. Like, that's just going to get you hit and then get you complaining on Twitter, you know, when there's real ways out. So, yeah, Cyrax, her offense very strong. I would say it's one of the strongest offenses in the game. I don't think it's quite as strong as, like, Homelander, Sindel with certain cameos, or Kenshi Sento. But if you want to say it's the fourth strongest offense in the game, I could get behind that. But she does have downsides, and I think that's why you don't. Because I saw one thing about Cyrax that I almost want to call it like propaganda. So ECT just happened, and there was no Cyrax to be found in top 8. One player did get top 16 with her, I believe. Name is Alex is Nasty. And people were like, well, we didn't see Cyrax because she was banned. She was not banned. Players like the Mighty and Just, El Kukui, and others that use top tiers all over the place did not play her. And she was not banned. You don't see Sonic Fox playing her. You don't see people using her in Rips Arena besides Rothor, who Rothor is known for using low tiers. Not to say she's low tier. I think she could be top 10. But this idea that she's just a broken menace, it's just not true. It's just not true. Now, here's the thing, though. People could find stuff. Sector, Cyrax could be beyond broken. Here's the thing about Cyrax Sector, though, is you don't get combos like this. So it's really got to just be over the top of the setups, I guess. Or maybe, like, calling in a rocket, then grabbing. But even if that is beyond broke, this video is still not wrong because people will be watching my Cyrax, or they'll be watching, like, a Cyrax player, which is, by the way, a very overrated team. Because, again, she's got nothing going for her in neutral. no way to mix people up at all outside of the setup. She's just -7. And then if you guess right once, she drains your meter, but so what? Now you're playing against a very limited character. That's why I prefer teams like Cyrax, Sonya, and Cyrax Sub. But anyways, yeah, so even if Cyrax Sector ends up being like beyond broke, or people find something we haven't found yet, this video still stands because, like I said, people watch the way I play Cyrax, the way other people play Cyrax, that is just not as broken as people are saying. And they say it's like top 1 broke, ruining the game, stuff like that. And yeah, I don't know. I play Elder God every day, around 8 hours a day. And I see no Cyraxes. But that said, though, I think she is good. Like, I'm not trying to say she's bad. I think she could be top 10. So I don't know if I agree with Connie Bonnie, but yeah, I feel like a lot of y'all are overrating her. Let me know what you think in the comments down below. And yeah, y'all, that'd be all. I definitely am going to review Zeus's Cyrax, because I heard he does have the dirtiest team going with her right now. So we're going to check that out. But yeah, y'all, let me know what you think, and much love.